for me, it would have to be Avengers Endgame. When all the superheroes are coming through the portal, right? Like I got chills. I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is going down. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. But then also that one line, Avengers Assemble, that was dope. Like the entire introduction through the portal, through, just seeing everyone come together, that was solid for me.
Yeah, and I love how it started because you hear Sam on your left.
On your left.
Yeah, that was
They
great.
threw back to that moment of Cap running on his left.
Yeah.
That was solid. I like that.
Yeah.
When I went to go see in the movies Infinity War, and it ended, and it was so devastating because it just ended. And I just remember leaving the movie theater. Like good movie etiquette, especially with movies like those, you don't really discuss them. But I was in no space emotionally to discuss anything. It was like heartbreak. Like I got slammed with all of these emotions, just thinking like, oh, and you're gonna leave me here. I'm gonna be here for like a year in this space. Okay. And I remember being like, it ain't right, but all right.
You didn't know how to feel.
I was just like, how do you, so many people died, like so many, what, how you, what's gonna happen? And to know that we had to wait so long with that. And I'm just like, I couldn't, with Multiverse Madness, like all the speculation, I had no speculation. I was just like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. None. And then runner up, because that was like really heavy. When I saw Howard the Duck, I was like, oh my God, it's Howard the Duck. And I mean, like, if you are 80s baby, you hopefully saw Howard the Duck, the movie.
Yep.
And are kind of aware of the comic. And when you see him, you're like, oh my God.
Having a cocktail. And played by Seth Green, which was great. I think that was really good casting.
Like a great Easter egg. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm still traumatized and still in disbelief about Tony Stark. I do not believe it. I refuse to believe it. He will come back. I don't know when or how, but I am like convinced that Tony is coming back. I cannot live if he does not come back. I'm very, very sad. I'm pretty sure, Danny, I either called you or like came into work the next day. I was like, tell me this isn't true. Like, when does he come back? And you're like, he doesn't. I'm like, no, he does. Like 7 movies, like he has to come back at some point.
Yeah.
So traumatized by that for sure. I think just really enjoying seeing the movies all together and like just getting into it and kind of putting them and piecing them together. And, I'll go see a new movie and I'm like, oh, I get that. Or this character's from here. Like when Matt Murdock came out and I was like, oh my God, he's the attorney. And I was like freaking out with Brooklyn too, my daughter, because she's gotten into it and she loves Daredevil. Like, love that series, absolutely loved it. So when he came out in that last movie and he was there, like we were just so excited. So I'm happy to share that, at least with Brooklyn. Cadence is not into it so much. She complains every time I take her. We took them on Friday. She's like, oh, do I have to go? I'm like, yes. We're going to see the movie. So
you're doing a great mom job.
Yeah. So she will hate all Marvel and all Star Wars by the time that she's 18.
And that's the great thing about the MCU is that while, yeah, there's a whole bunch of movies that you kind of have to see, but they do such a great job referencing each other that it makes worth keeping up with these movies because it just makes that impact. And I think that was the great thing about Infinity War and Endgame, that you had 10 years worth of movies and those 2 movies referenced a bunch of other movies within the MCU. Yeah, it just all came together and I loved it. But I have to say my favorite memorable moment and that it kind of brought me back to childhood was Avengers, the first Avengers movie. I knew when the MCU started, that's what it was building up to. But to actually see it and coming out of the theater at 3:00 in the morning and just being wired and pumped and the biggest grin. Like, even by the time I made it to bed, I was still smiling after that movie because they pulled it off. They released the individual hero movies, and it all built up to Avengers, and that movie was solid. It was great. It was funny, awesome storytelling. Joss Whedon did such a great job with that movie. And it brought me back to those days when I was a kid. You know, when me and my friends spoke about, like, oh, if they made a movie of this superhero, this actor would play it, and this actor, and then to be able to see it in live action. And
So I know I shared with you a little bit, Danny, over the weekend. I was very disappointed with this movie. Very disappointed. I was not a fan. It was, again, no spoilers. I feel like it had an identity crisis. Is this a comedy? Is it a love story? Is it this like great rock movie? Is it adventure? And it's kind of a little bit of all, but I didn't dig the comedy part of it. I thought it was very cheesy. It almost reminded me of like Robin Hood Men in Tights. Like, why are they acting like this? Why are they doing this? So I was not a fan of Thor, and I need you to go see it, Danny, so you can like talk to me about it and explain things to me, and I can ask you my questions I don't understand. It's an hour and 59 minutes. I think it's the shortest one, right?
yeah, that's pretty short.
And see, that was like, when I heard that, I was like, well, how are they going to fit in Thor and Star-Lord into not even a 2-hour-long movie? Like, there's something wrong here. And then I saw it, and I was just sad. Brooklyn liked it. She thought it was decent.
Yeah.
So she was like, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I liked it. But I feel like there's a certain scene that I won't spoil. There's a reason why she liked it. So, teenage girls. Teenage girls. So yeah, definitely a little sad with that one. I love Star-Lord too. I think Omi hit it right on the nail earlier about Guardians of the Galaxy. I actually saw that before I knew or understood anything about Marvel, and I thought it was an outstanding, most amazing movie ever, and I just love the characters. And now that I know about it, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Like, I understand it more. With the shows, I do like the shows. I like seeing, WandaVision was amazing. I love seeing, Wanda's story and kind of understanding and connecting it to, to Vision dying and her dreaming or creating this world that she creates with her husband and her kids, and kind of seeing how that involves. And then, now into the Doctor Strange movie and how it evolves there. I love that. I want to see more of her. I want to see more of, is it Agatha? Or Agatha? Yeah. I can never remember. Yeah. I want to see more of her. I want to see what she's doing, what she's going to bring. Like, she needs her own show too.
Oh, she's getting it. She's getting her own show.
Okay. Good. I need to see that. Moon Knight, amazing. Like, definitely, the Marvel version of Nightmare on Elm Street for sure. I loved it with the, is he dreaming? Is he awake? Is he asleep? What's happening. Love that. But again, that's the creepy side of me coming out. What else is coming up that I'm excited? I love Morbius. I know it's not part, but I love Morbius. That was so good. Jared Leto's amazing. I'm sorry. He's so good. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for more. Like, I want to see more. I want to see what else is coming. So I want more Daredevil. We love Daredevil. That's been like our show recently. I don't know a lot about it, but I enjoy the movie. So
it is making sense to me. I think that they're setting up for Young Avengers. You see all this new fresh blood coming in. You see it in Hawkeye. You see this new Hawkeye. So with Black Widow, you see this young baby Black Widow. I love What If. When I saw that they put together What If, I was like, yes, and they can go on forever because those comics were amazing, and we had zombies. Come on, so good. I'm really excited to see She-Hulk because Tatiana Maslany, first of all, Orphan Black, masterclass in acting. She's phenomenal. So I cannot wait to see her as She-Hulk and see what that's like. I am so looking forward to the Halloween special that's as of yet unnamed, right? Because there's supposed to be like a werewolf a Dracula. And again, I'm going to reference the internet and the memes, but I don't know if you've seen the Moon Knight meme of him hunting Dracula, talking about, I know you're here, Dracula, you nerd. Oh, where's my money? It's hilarious. So in my mind, I'm like, come on. Yeah, y'all been listening to the internet and referencing these memes. Make it happen, because I know Moon Knight is going to be in that Halloween special, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that because I did read that Werewolf by Night is supposed to be part of that. And, you know, the first time we ever saw Moon Knight in the comic books was in a Werewolf by Night comic. So I think that's going to be the next time we see Moon Knight, which would be awesome. And it would be so cool if they did bring in Dracula from the comic books.
I heard that it was supposed to be something like Monster Squad, not to reference like a cult classic. Maybe I didn't mean to reference it, but you know,
No, but that was dope. That
all
was
of the monsters, like classic monsters, like Dracula. I know I was reading also Man Thing, who's supposed to be kind of like Marvel's answer to Swamp Thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, just we already had zombies. Why not do Dracula, werewolf, swamp thing, blob thing, and have Moon Knight be in it. It'll be amazing. But I don't know who else. I don't think that they've said who else is going to be.
Hey, let's throw Blade in there just for the sake of it.
That's right. What
if
they
already have Mahershala Ali cast for it, so why not? Remember Eternals where he cast, or I don't know if you remember the end credit scene where they show Kit Harington's character looking at the sword, and he's supposed to be Black Knight in the comics, and then you hear a voice. Are you sure you want to do that? That was Blade. They confirmed that was Blade's voice.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Kit Harington. Listen, I'm all for some more Jon Snow. Give me Jon Snow all day, every day.
Overall, the MCU has been just captivating from the very beginning. You know, the single movies and then tying it all together. But what I've really been interested in are the TV shows. I think the last one, Moon Knight and WandaVision, stellar shows. Performance by all the actors. Moon Knight to me really spoke to me. I love the in-depth look of sort of walking through his mind and all the different and his different personalities and kind of seeing those storylines. I love stuff like that when you get that in-depth look into a character, and his character is 3 right now. So that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. So right now my thing is the TV shows. I'm looking forward to what's next with that. Movies, great. But the shows, because they, they're 30 minutes or an hour, like they break it up, it keeps it more, I'm more stimulated that way to just, hey, let's sit down and watch this versus just sitting down in a whole overall story. So I'm excited about the TV shows.
They're connecting with the movies. We the best example of that was Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where we saw WandaVision, and that connected directly to that movie, which I honestly didn't think they were going to connect it that much. I thought they were going to make it like, oh, if you saw WandaVision, it's fine, but you don't have to watch it. Multiverse of Madness, you have to watch WandaVision for it to really resonate with you. Yeah. So as far as what I'm liking moving forward, I kind of have my theories about it. I really feel that we're going to get Avengers Secret Wars. They're talking about the multiverse, all the different realities, all the different timelines. And I think it's all going to build up to that, where we're going to see this. And they spoke about it in Loki. The great thing about Loki is they kind of give you a little bit of the history of the multiverse. And Miss Minutes, I think it was a little animated clock. She spoke about the multiversal war. And, when He Who Remains, aka Kang, speaks about, oh, there was an alternate reality where I came from and we met and all this, but then we wanted to, be in charge, and there was this whole war. And that's when they created the sacred timeline. But now that sacred timeline is gone, right? At the end of Loki, they broke the multiverse. So now we're getting all these different realities. And my theory is, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I think all of the movies in Phase 4, they're not the regular MCU that we've seen up until this point. I think every different movie that we've seen is from a different reality. And when we get Secret Wars and when we get the Multiverse War, I think we're going to see all these heroes getting pulled from different realities and just going up against Kang, maybe introduce Doctor Doom, X-Men have to be there. I don't know, because Fantastic Four movie's coming out. Yeah, so that's just me now.